Tonight, the Queensland shopaholic who shopped a president.
Vicky inadvertently triggered the whole chain of events. If there is a tip of an iceberg, her receipts were the tip of the iceberg.
And monks on the front line, guns and robes in Burma. Hello and welcome to Foreign Correspondent. I'm Eric Campbell in Taipei. For months now, Taiwan has been rocked by a corruption scandal as complex and bizarre as any soap opera. Tonight, we go behind the scenes of this long-running drama and meet its larger-than-life characters, including an Australian woman who's vowed to bring down the president. It's Taiwan's National Day, and the government is showing off its military might. China has 1,000 missiles pointed at Taiwan, but today the president's showing he's got a long-range missile too. Chen Shui-bian is trying to look tough in his final months in power. Since 2000, he's taken a muscular stance against China's threats, asserting Taiwan's independence from mainland rule.
那事实上，对台湾政府跟2300万人民来讲，我们绝对无意跟中国来进行所谓的军备竞赛。我们只希望能够做好自我国防的强化，以及自我防卫能力的提升。
But 6,500 kilometres away on Australia's Gold Coast is a far more troublesome opponent. Liggy Lee is a Taiwanese-Australian fashion designer based at Sanctuary Cove. She's frail from a recent accident and nervous about travelling, never leaving home without her 2 female bodyguards. Yet she's done more damage to Chen Shui-bian than China's entire military arsenal.
I feel very proud of myself. I am strong enough, brave enough to say, go down the president, Chen Shui-bian. He is a liar.
Inside her living room is the smoking gun of Taiwan's corruption scandal. A pile of receipts from the mother of all shopping sprees.
We gave all the receipt to Chen Shui-bian's wife through my cousin, and they use it for, like exchange for money, the cash.
The receipts have already led to the president's wife being charged with fraud. And they could even see Chen Shui-bian in the dock when he steps down in May.
He promised to take us to a bright future, a better future. And he himself is so corrupted. I cannot tolerate that.
Chen Shui-bian's election sent shockwaves through Taiwan and the region. For half a century, these islands had been ruled by the KMT, a party of Chinese nationalists who fled the mainland after the Communist Revolution. Chen was the first opposition politician to come to power and the first committed to full independence from China. It's been a turbulent reign with a faltering economy and increasing tensions with the mainland. Chen was only narrowly re-elected in 2004 after an assassination attempt his opponents claimed he staged for sympathy. But his troubles really began when Liggy Lee went shopping.
你好，那个 Annie 在吗？Hi Annie，好久不见了。
During frequent business trips staying in the Hyatt Hotel, she spent $250,000 on items ranging from accommodation to wedding banquets to diamond rings.
White diamond, white sapphire. White diamond.
And there were smaller items like iPods, underwear, even mosquito zappers for her Gold Coast villa. One day her cousin asked if she could have all the receipts to give to the First Lady.
Exquisite. Exquisite. Originally, my cousin, Li Bijun, told me the president's wife is collecting all the unwanted invoices for charity.
Anywhere else that would seem a strange request, but not in Taiwan. You see, people here are passionate about keeping receipts. The reason is the government holds regular receipts lotteries to discourage the black economy. Now, if your receipt numbers come up in newspaper advertisements, you can win tens of thousands of dollars. So people not only collect receipts, many give them to charities, so they'll have a chance of cashing in big time. But it turned out the president's wife wasn't collecting for charity. Wu Shu Chen, who is wheelchair-bound from an accident, was collecting receipts for herself. What's more, she was claiming reimbursement for them, saying they were items she had bought as gifts for diplomats. So you found out the president's wife was actually claiming money from your receipts?
Right. They love higher hotels invoices. It's exactly president's specification, meet their dining, wining, dignitary standard. I started doubt about something is fishy, so I questioned my cousin.
Her cousin told her not to worry.
She told me, she said, the president, he has absolutely power, and we have government machine. What you have to worry about?
But Liggy Lee did worry. She asked the hotel to reprint all the receipts and, amid a blaze of publicity, took them to the prosecutor's office by the suitcase load. Sure enough, she matched the receipts the First Lady had lodged as her own, right down to the mosquito zappers. The news electrified Taiwanese politics.
Liggy inadvertently triggered the whole chain of event. If there is a tip of an iceberg, her receipts were the tip of the iceberg.
Joanna Lai is a veteran of the rough and tumble of Parliament, such as this recent stoush in which she was attacked by government MPs.
I had been pushed on the floor, dragged down. People dragged my hair, I had my finger broken.
But it wasn't just the KMT-led opposition that took up the fight. Many of the president's own supporters turned on him too.
但我承认是我一生最痛苦的抉择。
Sherming-Der was a close friend and comrade of Chen's in their struggle to bring democracy to Taiwan. Known as Taiwan's Nelson Mandela, he spent 25 years in prison for opposing the KMT's martial law.
放眼到全世界来看，新加坡、马来西亚、泰国、香港。
Now he accuses Chen of being as bad as the dictators he replaced.
这件事情的人。当我们发现了一个陈水扁的政权，也同样快速的在贪腐化的时候，你可以想象到，我们这些为了台湾的民主、人权、青年付出过代价、做过这么久的牢的人，我们会多么痛苦。
has led massive protests against the president, the demonstrators wearing red shirts to express their anger.
同样的地方，贪腐的总统仍然无耻地坐在那里。我能知道大家心中的不满、愤怒，我完全能理解。
But inside the presidential palace, Chen Shui-bian told me his old comrades had lost their way.
我们不愿意去说，像施明德先生他们这一些过去的民主阵营的人士，或者反对阵营的朋友，他们被利用，因为政治的原因。
How do you respond to these very strong attacks? Are you a corrupt president? Did your family steal from the state?
没有的事情就是没有的事情，基于政治的原因，要扭曲，要抹黑，要误导，我们也深感无奈。
The prosecutor disagreed, laying charges against the First Lady and 2 senior presidential aides. He also warned that Chen could be charged when he loses presidential immunity.
Chen's legacy at this point is he is truly not democratic, totally corrupt in the eyes and minds of at least 1 million people who have elected to walk the streets or even sleep on the street.
就说这是伪造文书。
So why were such leading figures using other people's receipts? According to President Chen, it's top secret.
甚至有些一公开，马上会危害到国家的利益、国家的安全，甚至整个国际的外交工作。
To understand what that means, you need to look at some of Taiwan's diplomatic work. 3 years ago, we followed Chen as he toured the South Pacific, showering small nations with money. It's a way of buying diplomatic recognition for Taiwan, which China insists is just a breakaway province. While most aid is above board, the president also has a slush fund called the State Affairs Fund to give money in secret. He just has to provide receipts to claim the money back. But Chen insists that's not possible when the missions are hush-hush.
很多的外交工作、情报工作，不管是弹据或者一些相关的记载，不会真实的把它显示出来。所以也不能够说，因为这样用途跟实际有一些不同，就说这是伪造文书，那或者很多的工作都不要做了。
He has a lot of funds available to him should it be deemed as truly involving state secrets.
So you see no other explanation other than fraud?
No other explanation.
Nor did many other Taiwanese. Sherming-Der's red shirts not only mobilised mass rallies, but turned them into propaganda videos to spread the rage. Sher is now facing criminal charges and a possible return to jail for staging unauthorised protests. The irony is that in the old days, Chen Shui-bian was his lawyer trying to get him out of jail. Are you surprised that you've now been charged with protesting in what is now a democracy?
一点都不会。对我一生来讲，这只是一个非常非常轻微的代价而已。而且我相信，我一生走过来。 我相信你追求目标，你追求理想，都必须付代价。
For now, he's enjoying the comforts of freedom.
It tastes like a artichoke flower.
He invited us to one of Taipei's oldest restaurants to dine with his new partner in struggle, Liggy Lee.
We are the, how to call it, the public enemy number 1, enemy number 2 to Sun Arabian's eyes.
Sherming-Der admits it was Liggy Lee's revelations that made him decide to act. When Chen was elected in 2000, Sher was happy to become chairman of his party.
对，我觉得整个民进党执政了以后，我们觉得从年轻时候的 希望努力已经成就了嘛，已经完成了，但是心里是充满了喜悦。骂我个林义雄，说你们怎么还不站出来？啊，我想到了后来有国务机要费，这些都是很确确实实的。那时候我才。
Sher enjoys legendary status in Taiwan, both as the moral conscience of the nation and the embodiment of dissident chic.
I heard everything about him through my father and my brothers, that he is their hero. And when I finally met him last year, I like him because he is a person who is true to himself.
But I must say, you look great for someone who spent 25 years in jail.
Yes. Well, he was beaten. His teeth was beaten. All fall out. Knock off.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Chen Shui-bian once enjoyed similar moral authority to Sher Ming-de. As young men, they both worked on a magazine demanding democracy and independence for Taiwan. Chen spent 8 months in prison for his writings. He bristles at his old comrade stepping back into the martyr's limelight.
其实我们心里都明白，在民主的时代，不可能有英雄。
Chen is determined his last months will be remembered for more than the corruption scandal. He's announced he'll consult the people on whether Taiwan should apply to join the UN. China has warned of serious consequences if the March referendum goes ahead.
我们认为台湾是一个主权国家，台湾绝对不属于中华人民共和国的一部分。2300万的台湾人民绝对有权来加入联合国。我们希望能够把2300万台湾人民的心声，让全世界都能够听得到。
Sher Ming-de dismisses the UN bid as a ploy to distract attention from the corruption scandal.
所以这是一种政治炒作。那我觉得台湾作为一个主权独立的国家，这已经有半个世纪的事实了。这个议题不是我们台湾人自己要怎么说就能做到什么的。
Even so, Chen still enjoys strong support from much of the community, particularly native Taiwanese. Liggy Lee took us to Snake Alley, a centuries-old market where Chen remains a hero for standing up to the mainland. And where whistleblowers like her can be treated with contempt.
If I come here by myself, people spit on me because they are Chen Shui-bian's supporter.
This is the real Chen heartland, is it?
Yes, yes. One of the guys even tell me to go home. I said, where to? Where to? They go back to Australia.
Some of her own family have shunned her for damaging Chen.
They think no matter what he did, no matter he is a liar, we support leading Taiwanese. We don't support people from China.
So it's caused a lot of resentment within your family for going public with the allegations?
Yes. Yeah. Even now, my brothers, they still think I shouldn't stand up and tell the truth.
Sher Ming-de sees it in more epic terms. Like the typhoons that lash Taiwan each summer, he believes the crisis is essential to renew democracy.
台湾是一个很美丽的地方，它所以美丽的原因是，它每年都会被大雨、被飓风所摧残。 看到那个摧残的过程，也看到了他摧残过后的生命力。而灾难带来的是更美好的未来，就像我们的政治一样。
And so it was that Chen Shui-bian braced for a political storm at this year's national celebrations. The public was locked out behind barbed wire and riot police. Even with such tight security, Chen cancelled his public address for fear red shirts would storm the stage. In the end, the only heckling came from the pro-China fringe. Shi Mingde walked alone through the closed-off square in silent protest against his one-time friend.
那我不会，其实大家都讲到说，我跟台湾的曼德拉，我们懂得宽恕，我们也懂得包容。只是这个新政权陈水扁的这个行为，到了最后，连让我这样一个非常有包容、宽容的人，我都没有办法再忍下去了。
These old war horses remain locked in conflict to the bitter end. And the opposition hopes it can use the scandal to retake power in the March election. No doubt China will be watching as closely as Taiwan for the final chapter of the President versus Li Li.
Hello, I'm Ben Bohane on the Thai-Burma border. The continuing crackdown against Burmese Buddhist monks and civilians has sparked international outrage. Throughout Burma's history, monks have often placed themselves on the front line when defending their communities against such harsh rulers. Yet how far can a religion that's fundamentally based on non-violence go when confronting such a military regime? I've come here to speak with Burma's monks to try and get a Buddhist perspective on what's now rather optimistically being called Burma's saffron revolution. This region is home to Theravada Buddhism, which means School of the Elders, one of the two major Buddhist codes in the world. Yet Burma is also home to Southeast Asia's last true dictatorship. The generals have been in charge since 1962 and with China's backing continue to cling to power. When Siddhartha Gautama, known as the Buddha, preached 2,500 years ago that life was nothing but a continuous cycle of suffering, he would not have expected Burma's generals to take him quite so literally. Not for the first time, monks are now taking on the generals. Many of Burma's monks have found sanctuary over the years in Thai towns like the northern city of Chiang Mai. I'm put in touch with one Burmese monk studying here who, like many, didn't want to be identified. Uwera says he's anxious about the safety of many of his friends inside Burma.
I feel very so sad because most of my friends were in Europe and some are dead. They come at night, they come and shoot and arrest the monks, other monks, and destroy the monastery. Yes, so I feel very so sad.
Since Buddhism is fundamentally based on non-violence, there are few weapons available to the monks in their standoff. During the most recent protests, monks were chanting not anti-government slogans, but reciting the Metta Sutta, a Buddhist mantra to spread loving kindness to all, including one's enemies. Christianity has holy crusades, Islam has jihads. Is there something similar in Burma and Buddhism?
No, it's very different from the Christian and Muslim. We Buddhists never use the violence to spread our religions.
Uwera claims most of Burma's 400,000 monks and nuns support the pro-democracy movement. But it is possible to find at least one monk who is prepared to toe the government line and stay out of politics. Wat Sai Mon, a 450-year-old Burmese Buddhist temple in the heart of Chiang Mai, is a monastery well known for its pro-government stance. I'm eager to hear how its 87-year-old abbot, U Atipa, can justify the government crackdown on fellow monks. Buddhism preaches compassion, but U Atipa says the ultimate level of compassion is a sublime indifference to all worldly affairs, even justice. But many monks are not content to remove themselves from the injustice around them. 15 years ago, while reporting from Burma, I got to know a rebel Buddhist group called the All Burma Young Monks Union. They were openly operating with ethnic and student guerrillas trying to overthrow the government. I've heard that many have since gone back to Burma or found refuge abroad, but I head for the border